Man City 4, Bournemouth 0. An ideal way to start off the Premier League season at home. The home campaign, we're officially 2 for 2. I think it's been a long time now since we've gone 2 for 2 to start off in the Premier League. And yeah, it feels kind of mad. We've just gone, we haven't looked very, can't even think of the word. We haven't looked like we've not been in our stride. We've just looked really, really good. It's been a new system, new kind of players playing in different positions as well. I'm really, really happy. Like, it was a great, very comprehensive victory. And yeah, Joe, how are you feeling?
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't really too far from what I expected, to be honest. Let's be real with the situation here. Bournemouth, I know the phrase that we'd love to use was no disrespect whatsoever, but I mean, come on, let's be real. This was kind of on the cards here. I think the only shock is that Haaland didn't get 1 or 2. That was the only thing really that you could have said. I mean, he had that one where if Foden had eyeballs, he would have seen that he had a tap in from about 6 yards, so he could have scored there. By the way, I have no issue with Foden choosing to shoot there whatsoever. I have no issue with it whatsoever. But if he's going to choose to shoot, he has to score. He has to score. It's not good enough just hitting the target from there. He's about 8 yards out. He has to score. Or he has to square it because Haaland's got a tap in. So a little bit disappointing. He had a cutback from Grealish as well, Haaland, in the second half, just before he was taken off. He scuffed it a little bit. So you could tell in his body language he was frustrated. He barely got a touch of the ball, but that's not what he's here to do. He's here to score goals. He's here to be on the end of things. The delivery today from, I will say, one of my biggest player hater, things going about, Kevin De Bruyne. His delivery today was exceptional. I can't shy away from it. It was absolutely superb, on the money every single time. Great crossing, great vision today with his passing, which is something that I have tried to call for ages. I said it against West Ham. He was good against West Ham. Can he keep doing it? That was my issue last season. It was sort of one good game, one bad game. One game where he could unlock his defence, one game where he couldn't pass a ball. And to be honest, it's fantastic. It was like vintage De Bruyne. It was like the De Bruyne from a couple of years ago where he was creating so much. But this time he almost had someone on the end of it to hit. So again, I know you touch on, can you keep doing it? And it's only Bournemouth, you can only play what's in front of you. And to be honest, he was great. And I think we saw kind of our first glimpse of Haaland holding up the ball as well. There's a couple of times where he just plucked it down and he held off 2 or 3 Bournemouth players at once. Like, he's just an absolute fucking unit. It's great to have someone. I don't think we've ever had proper hold-up play, at least maybe not since like Dzeko, who was at the club. So it's something different, new avenues. I think De Bruyne hinted on it when he was doing some sort of post-match interview. I don't know who it was with. It might have been with City, actually, where he said he's not here. Well, Haaland's not here to get loads of touches and be involved. He's here to score goals. Like, if he's not in loads of space, that means there's space for other players. That's exactly the case. He didn't get loads of touches of the ball because he's being man-marked, but that made space for other players like De Bruyne, like Gundogan as well. He was very good. Foden, maybe Mahrez less so. I think he was slightly average, but overall, like, no complaints. And they were saying that they could go up another gear. If we can, then we might as well just call it the Bundesliga at this point.
Yeah, that's it. I thought we were exceptional today, and again, that is not Prime City. That's not what we're going to be playing all season. But again, I think the whole Haaland holding up is a very good point, because this new system that we're playing with, Walker dropping in, Cancelo dropping in, it means that our midfielders have more freedom, more range to go up through it, and that's why this striker creating so much space, being able to hold up the ball like he did today. He got an assist, Gundogan ran in behind. It's perfect. It's working. It's really, really working. That's what Gundogan gives you. That maybe. Now, I know he was great when he came on, Bernardo, but that's the kind of quality that Gundogan's giving you. A poacher, someone who can run in behind and make that, score that goal. He's the most clinical midfielder we have. Maybe that's actually could be a bit of a hot take. He's up, him and De Bruyne are tied level with the most clinical midfielders we have. This is a really good system. It's really, really working, and it's something I didn't really expect to see, because again, the midfielders are still getting involved. We said this before, right? We said this before we signed Haaland, and we were wrong. We said that the spread of goals isn't going to be nearly as much. Yes, it is. The midfielders are getting in behind everywhere. These are creating whole new channels from one striker being able to hold. I didn't see this coming at all. It's unreal. I don't want to focus too much on the striker, but the impact that this one signing is having on how we play is amazing. I can't believe it. I think you kind of touched on it there, Joe. So we won't go fully into it. But another player I want to kind of chat about today is Nathan Ake. He didn't have much to do, but by Jesus, he is fantastic. He is fantastic. We said in the preview that he's not going to want to give up his space, and he's not giving up his spot, is he?
No, and again, like all credit to him, he can only play what's in front of him. He's played West Ham, which is a bit of a challenge because I think both sides were a bit undercooked going into that game with pre-season. And he's played Bournemouth, who again, we expect them to be battling relegation, possibly going down. So again, there are levels to this game, as the people on Twitter would say. But again, like 2 clean sheets out of 2, what feasibly, what can you change when you've kept 2 clean sheets in a row? Do you take him out? Of course you don't. Of course he will drop out. He will. I am fully convinced that he will drop out eventually, because I think when you come up against the better sides who are gonna press, who are gonna be more open, willing to win the ball higher up the pitch, you're gonna need someone who's a bit press resistant. Now Nathan Ake, he's not bad on the ball, but he's not like the best on the ball. Like he can sometimes. You can sometimes see, I think the biggest example I can think of is against Liverpool in the Community Shield. Granted, we were very, very undercooked for that game, but Diaz would shift it to Ake, who'd shift it to Diaz, who'd shift it to Ake, he'd go back to Ederson, we'd long ball it, Haaland wouldn't make it stick, we'd lose the ball, because we don't have that one defender who's willing to take that extra half second to play the right ball, to play out of defence, which we get from either Stones or Laporte. Now, granted, one of them isn't fit, and the other one's fitness, just match fitness, is questionable. He came on today, nothing wrong with him. Again, nothing much to do. It was kind of the perfect game to get John Stones some minutes, because he didn't really have much to do. Now, obviously, again, his fitness is questionable. We don't know how much he played. I mean, if I'm to go on Gundogan and Foden being like 2 of our better performers of recent, the other 2 players that were with him on this under 23s pre-season, Stones was probably fully fit. Like the others have had no problem, but we don't know that. We don't know that. And Ake's played well. Ake's got 2 clean sheets. Like I think he should also start against Newcastle next week. I don't see any issue. I think the main issue you'll see is either against the top teams who will press us a bit more, or in United's case, like when they got battered by Brentford against a team that plays with a lot of height, because you saw that Argentinian Smurf that they signed from Ajax got bullied. He got bullied today. And I think that is one that you have to look out for with Ake, where if we play a tall team, he might get exploited a little bit. But other than that, I think he should keep his place. I had to get a dig in there, come on.
Yeah, look, only the big teams win 4-0, and smaller ones lose 4-0 and have a cry about it afterwards, Gary Neville. But look, it's a cut and dry home fixture. So before I wrap it up, Joe, if you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, just a couple things. Like I mentioned before in just the brief summary, Mahrez was maybe slightly underwhelming. Now I can't hate on a man too much. We've just beat a team 4-0. Like you can't really say too much. I think again, second half, maybe not his fault. Pep bought on Grealish, and we saw that dreadful Mahrez Grealish wing combo, which like Grealish didn't look too bad when he came on, but I mean, I wasn't expecting much. Like in the first half, I didn't want to see any notifications. Second half, I kind of gave up when I saw Grealish come on, because I didn't really expect us to score. I mean, we got an own goal, so we technically didn't score, but like that was it. I mean, look, he's there to help us keep the ball, really. Let's be honest. He's not there to score goals anymore. We bought a player to do that for us. If he scores, why not? It'd be interesting to see, if we get a penalty when him and Haaland are on the pitch, who actually takes it now. Like, that's one thing I'm waiting to see what happens. But overall, like, I can't complain too much. He didn't do anything glaringly wrong. Like, he didn't give the ball away too many times. He might have been safe a couple times. Didn't do anything too much wrong. And again, like you said with Haaland, I think the main reason we didn't see this spread of goals was because he played in the Bundesliga, where he wasn't having to hold the ball. The defending in the Bundesliga is so much different. Again, another thing I think it was also said by De Bruyne is he's not used to playing against tight, deep, compact defences, because they don't play like that in the Bundesliga. So maybe that's the sort of thing where we didn't expect him to hold up the ball and bring others into play, just purely based on the fact that we just haven't seen it from him.
Yeah, that is dead right. That is honestly very right. He's adapting to the game very, very well. He's adapted very, very quickly. It seems like Pep was like, you're going to play against teams that don't want you to score 3 or 4 now. It's not like the Bundesliga where they play as open as, not going to make sense, but you're gonna play in a team that has to break down a low block. And that's what he done. He done it very well today, because again, open up the game, a whole nother facets for De Bruyne, Gundogan, that kind of stuff. But look, we'll leave it there, right? I thought it was fantastic, top to bottom. Everybody involved was fucking brilliant. It gives us a lot of confidence going to Newcastle. And again, I think we're both fairly correct when it came to the score predictions. But we're going to leave it there. One thing I will say is tomorrow, we don't know what time, probably by 8 o'clock-ish, there'll be a stream, just talking City, just talking, no particular subject. Come in, have your say, let us know what to talk about. But thanks very much for watching, and again, we're pushing, was it 4,000 by Christmas show?
Yeah.
4,000 by Christmas, so if anyone can help with that, that'd be huge. So like, comment, share around. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you for the stream tomorrow, and more importantly, Newcastle. Go on, thanks very much.